What's up guys, Damian Keyes here, welcome back to the channel. So right now we need to be saving money as musicians because just in case you haven't noticed, the entire music industry, especially the event side, has collapsed into an absolute pile of turd. So right now it's very difficult to get any return of investment and proper momentum when it comes to going out and doing stuff. And after all, things like going to the studio, going to the rehearsal room, doing collabs, going on tours, these things are fun things that most artists do actually want to do, even though you can build a career from your bedroom. But every single day, day after day, without fail, especially at this time, I am getting messages from musicians asking me whether they should spend certain amounts of money on certain things that make me cringe, literally make me go, oh God, for God's sake, do not spend that amount of money yet. So I thought I'd make a video on it. So welcome to my 5 things that you should avoid spending excess money on in order to build your career, especially at the beginning of your career. The first thing is expensive music videos. Now I am all up for music videos. In fact, I believe that music needs to be attached to something, and a music video is a great way of actually being able to push your music out further. However, when I hear a quote of $5,000 to make a music video, it literally makes me feel a little bit sick. You absolutely do not need to spend that amount of money on making a music video. And yes, you probably will get something amazing and something shiny, but there is absolutely zero return of investment when you're spending that amount of money early on in your career. So then it becomes more of an ego metric where you're saying, yep, I really think it's gonna look good. And if you've got the money, great. But I suggest there are other ways to prioritize spending your money. And when it comes to music videos, there are ways to cheapen this up. So for example, the actual hard work isn't paying someone a lot of money to make a music video. The best way of doing this is finding the right up-and-coming person, how you're gonna barter with them, how you're gonna keep the cost down, finding the right venue, making yourself look interesting and good, so that the video is a lot easier to shoot. Half a day filming, half a day editing, let's make a performance video, bish bash bosh, let's get this out and start promoting. $500 tops, and if you can halve that, then even better. And if you can make it yourself, high five. Number 2, loading up on merch. Now, I'm a big fan of merch and I do believe that artists can make a lot of money from merch. However, traditionally, t-shirts are the biggest sellers in merch. And where do you sell those? You sell them on the road, you sell them on gigs, you sell them on tour. It's very difficult to do that right now. So it means you're having to build a brand company from your own bedroom, which is harder. And the thing that really hurts is when I hear musicians and artists who are loading up on merch and they're gonna go, I'm gonna get t-shirts, I'm gonna get hoodies, and I'm gonna get CDs. And I understand that people do buy these things, but in this lockdown, in this time, it is going to be harder to do that. And what you want to end up, or what you want to avoid ending up with, is all of that stuff under your bed. So it's great if you can use something like Teespring or a print-on-demand company, because that works very, very well and you don't get left with excess sizes. But when it comes to loading up on merch, my best bit of advice is print small and sell out. When you print 10 or 20 or 30, knowing full well that you can just cut your losses and say, it doesn't matter if I haven't sold them out, or I can sell them out and say to everyone else, oh, I'm really sorry, those are sold out, getting quicker next time. So next time you can print double the amount, still knowing that you can sell them out. That is the way to move forward. But even though it's cheaper to print more, don't fall into the trap, because you can waste thousands and thousands on bulk printing. Number 3 is needing a PR company. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not dissing PR companies. I believe that if you are Royal Blood, you 100% need a PR company to get your next release all over the world. But if you are an artist like Royal Blood with a track history and with a load of opportunities that you can get in front of, then there are radio interviews waiting for you, there are publications, there are magazines, there are TV shows, there's plenty of opportunities that you can buy into. The thing with a PR company is you are buying their time and the expertise. You are not buying results. So when I hear a band with their first release paying $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 to try and get this in front front of people, it hurts because I'm thinking you're not paying for results, you're paying for time, and you don't have a track history and you don't have a story. So therefore, the best thing you can hope for is a really good campaign towards playlists and Facebook ads, which, let's face it, at this stage, you can do yourself. Number 4 is a big one, and this one's gonna hurts me just as much as you, but gear. The number one drain I see for musicians is how much they're spending on gear. And whilst I love gear and I'm passionate about having great gear and it does make me inspired, it's not helping your music career. And right now we have to prioritize money. We have to prioritize how we're gonna get your music in front of people. And it will cost, because you will need photo shoots, you will need videos, you will need some kind of Facebook ads in order to crack that algorithm and make sure people are seeing what you're doing. You will need to be recording more songs. That all costs money. And when you're spending thousands on gear, I feel like it's in the wrong place. And an example of that is this is a jazz bass that I bought. I was on the road one day, I wanted a new guitar and I bought this guitar. I spent about 1,700 quid, probably a couple of $1,000 on this. Brand spanking new guitar. And I love it, it's a fantastic guitar. But this one, I bought for 120 quid. Now, it says Fender on it because someone's made it look like it. They've literally made it look like an authentic 60s jazz, but it's not. But it's perfect, and I have used this on hundreds of gigs and I love it, and it didn't cost me the earth. And for the price difference, not only do I get another bass, but I could have 4 days in the studio. I could have 2, 3, 4 music videos. I could have 4, 5, 6 photo shoots. And that is where the return of investment comes in. And number 5 is Facebook ads. Facebook ads are crucial. They are so important, and they are something you need to know how they work, and you should be able to do yourself. But you need to learn how they work, because it's so easy to lose a lot of money by plowing it into Facebook ads and then complaining that they don't work. Facebook ads work just fine, but your ability to understand how they work, now that is very different. The same way as if I pick up a guitar and I play it, because I've been playing for 20 years, versus if I give it to my mum and I just say, play it, and she says, the guitar's broken. No, mum, the guitar isn't broken, you just don't know how to play it. So from a Facebook ads point of view, you need to know how this stuff works, but you need to do it by testing small amounts of money over a period of time and not throwing money into it because it's so easy to waste. So those are ways that irk me. They hurt me when I hear musicians spending thousands on these things which don't necessarily work when it comes to building a music career early on or pushing your music out there. And there's just better ways to prioritize your money in order to get it out there. For me, the most important thing is always the same thing. It's a calendar, knowing when your releases are coming out to the day, and in between, starting to factor in things like music video, photo shoot, a live video, any other content that you can put in that might potentially cost you money, looking at Facebook ads and understanding how those things work. That is how you can make the money work for building your career, so that you're building your social media party and bringing people in, as opposed to just sending people to the music and hoping for the best. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, because we are going hard and hitting this every day at the moment. More importantly, come and be a part of this community, because we're doing it all the time. And if you want to work closer with me, then check out the link to DK Music Business Academy, because that is the place where I am in the room all of the time, working with musicians one-to-one in the academy, working on content. So if you are looking for more answers, you're looking to work with me closer, then check out that link. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow.